I hereby apologize for having to use Nagito Komaeda sprites as Sona stills because I was too lazy to finish my Sona stills. Enjoy cringe. Is the mic working? Hi, I'm Ray. I'm an artist. And I like Five Nights at Freddy's. I've liked it since 2016. Was invested in it through ETHGo's Boom and other YouTubers.
Was that the
Had 2 other past YouTube channels I won't dare name. And now, here. In fact, this channel was themed around my Gotcha FNaF Afton AU. Safe to say, I still have my own FNaF universe, though it's been revamped ever since I've improved my art. And anyway, to the topic the video was about, and probably the reason why you clicked, you sweaty little gnome or something. I'm bad with jokes. The FNaF human characters, especially before Steelwool started helping with the franchise, were kinda underdeveloped and had character designs with a huge question mark. Although I do think the lack of character designs was definitely Scott's intention to make the story seem more interesting and mysterious, you know? But I feel like he just could have done a better job of establishing his characters better overall. Just God. There is a certain character here that I really am passionate about, and he barely makes it. Okay. Most of their characterization came from subtext, the FNaF novel trilogy, and other supplementary media, but this has definitely improved with Steelwool helping out on the game front. But this video is about making my own designs for the characters of pre-Steelwool era FNaF. You know, when Scott was still making these games all by himself. Some of these characters already have debatable canonical designs through the movies and other stuff, but I wanted to put my own spin on them. Think of these designs as a what-if fan designs. Honestly, just having a little fun here, designing them based off my own interpretations of these characters. Let's see, who's first? Oh, roll the funny clip.
You're insane. You're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying, but
I'm Freddy Fazbear. I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna make you scared.
The Missing Children, technically the first few human characters introduced in FNaF, being the 5 children whose souls possess the 5 animatronics in FNaF 1. Despite technically having a seemingly important role, they don't exactly get much characterization. Except for 1, or possibly 2, out of 5 children. It's somewhat disappointing, though they are all named via the gravestones from FNaF 6, so let's start making designs for them. Starting from left to right, Susie, the girl who possesses Chica. Susie by far gets the most characterization writing out of all of the missing children, having an entire Fazbear Fright story with her being the protagonist. Somehow, I think this is Scott's way of repaying Chica for being the most unpopular character for FNaF 1. So, I have at least a bit of source material for her. She has a canonical design already, curly blonde hair, blue eyes, red bow, pink dress. For my design, I decided to make her have a lot of round shapes, mostly because she's written as a very creative, very whimsical, childish girl, especially compared to her younger sister Samantha, who's bookish and smart. So my design relies a lot on round shapes, just to make her look a little bit more childish and, you know, whimsical. She's just a girl who really likes whimsy. And I guess that's about it. I wonder if she's still looking for her lost dog. Next is Gabriel, the boy who possesses Freddy Fazbear himself. He's somewhat featured in a cut Fazbear Fright story and was also mentioned in the Dead by Daylight X FNaF collab. Fun. My version of him is just a big-ass nerd. He likes reading books rather than interacting with people a lot, but still wants to try connecting to people. That's why I was like Freddy, you know? Since he was the star of the show. Well and truly ironic. And sad. He's always wearing glasses and a blue sweater with a white collar and black pants, looking very, very swagger Gabriel. Up next is Fritz, who's Foxy, the Pirate Fox. Yar! He's basically only described in the 4th closet to have freckles. And that's about it. So, in my version of him, since Foxy's the runner of the group, I decided to have Fritz be a very outgoing, very reckless kid, as evidenced by the band-aids and the bandages on him. He's also very rebellious and probably very, very smelly. He's kind of like Bennett from Genshin, but like super bratty and more immature. I love him, he's my gremlin. He has messy red hair that kind of fades into a blonde, green eyes, tan skin, striped shirt, shorts, and as mentioned, the band-aids and bandages. He's really, really a menace, isn't he? God damn it. Next to Fritz is Jeremy, the boy who possesses Bonnie the Bunny. Hey everybody. For this one, I found out that Security Breach's comedy bot has a little joke that could allude to little Jeremy. Aren't parents the worst? Any of you kids have parents? Don't you hate it when your parents take you somewhere fun then abandon you? They're all like, I guess if I dump little Jeremy off at his favorite pizzeria before I move to Aruba, that makes me a good parent. Whilst, yes, this could just be a throwaway gag, I'm desperate, man! Anyway, this alludes to Jeremy having very neglectful parents, just like basically all the missing kids, to be honest. I mean, just dumping him at Freddy's before he moved to another fucking country? So, I decided to pump that shit up to 180 because I made Jeremy be super, super sick all the time. That's why he has a super cold color scheme, mostly because his parents very much are not good. He also has a scarf and sweater to keep him warm. He was the one killed youngest because he was referred to as little, and the one with the most fractured memories. He's just sadder than everyone else. I mean, everyone else is equally sad. I mean, they're all children who were murdered by some guy in a fursuit, bro. And finally, we have Cassidy, the girl possessing Golden Freddy. In Mayayu, one of two souls possessing G-Fred. The other is Crying Child from FNaF 4, but we'll get to him later. She's often theorized to be the vengeful spirit and ultimate custom knight, torturing Afton in his own personal hell. Though that theory is unlikely now that Andrew from Fazbear Frights probably exists in the games. Still, it's a better idea than having Golden Freddy do nothing. Fraudy. So, Cassidy is the vengeful spirit of Mayayu, even if I do believe that they are canonically. In a survival logbook where we got Cassidy's name, we also see an illustration of a girl with black hair being handed cake by the puppet. A lot of people interpreted this girl as being Cassidy, and so the fanon consensus on Cassidy's design pinned this specific girl. Plus, the Into the Pit interactive novel kind of solidified the pigtail design. For my version, I decided to stick pretty tightly to the fanon interpretation, but I was also inspired by the boy possessing Golden Freddy in the FNaF movie's clothes for Cassidy here. In Mayayu, Cassidy is very protective and supportive of her friends and constantly holds grudges against people who pissed her off. All of the missing kids were even killed during Cassidy's birthday party. She even died by a spring lock failure, an innumerably agonizing fate that no child could ever imagine. So, she decided to stay behind to torture Afton personally while everyone else moved to the afterlife. And so, I think that's about it for my missing children designs. Here they are, in all their stolen innocence, and here's them as ghosts. Now, on to the next design.
I killed you, and you killed me.
Charlotte, why'd you kill that guy?
Motherfucker, he killed himself!
And on to Charlotte, nicknamed Charlie Emily, who possesses the puppet, or the marionette, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and her twin brother Sammy from the novel trilogy, the children of Henry Emily, co-founder of Fredbears and Freddy's. Anyway, I feel Charlie is the most characterized out of all the dead kids in FNaF. I guess for good reason, she is the puppet after all, especially because she was prominently introduced in the novel trilogy, even if that wasn't technically her being the protagonist, but you know. And now in the FNaF 2 movie. In FNaF 2 and FNaF 6, the games, her protective nature towards the other kids was implied in the mini-games and Henry's monologue. In the FNaF 2 movie, she dislikes adults because they turn a blind eye to a child getting hurt. She acts very much like an immature, vengeful child in it. I actually low-key like this version of her, but my version of her is far more forgiving compared to Cassidy. Anyway, to Charlie's character design. I made her have brown hair like her novel and movie counterpart. Her hair is tied in a ponytail like her sprite in FNaF 6. Green eyes like Henry. She has this overall dress thing. She has striped sleeves and striped leggings like the puppet. And of course, the green wristband. I also made her hair tie green. Now on to Sammy. I essentially made him nearly identical to Charlie except boy. He barely has any character in the novel trilogy at all, being just a plot device of a character. We don't even know if he even exists in the games. I just added him to my FNaF AU for fun. My version of him is kind of like Jason from the Falsettos musical, a smart introverted douche compared to his constantly smiling trying to be helpful twin sister. And yes, if you want me to address their dark skin, Henry is white, Mrs. Emily is dark skinned, plus none of them have a canonical race, so honestly, I do not care. I made them also have an alternate outfit just for the hell of it, and yeah, I guess that's it. They're both twins who have a very, very interesting dynamic. They're also slightly older than the other kids. Now here are their finished designs. Sammy's still alive after Charlie died. Here's my slightly grown-up version of him. Now, onward to the next design.
Golden Freddy, I hope nothing bad happens to you. What do you want? I always come back.
The crying child from FNaF 4, also known as the bane of any FNaF theorist's existence and the most divisive character ever. His character is often viewed as a plot device. A lot of people think Afton started killing kids because, oh my god, sad, crying child, his son died, woo-hoo, which is a nonsensical and very contradictory to his actual motives. He's just a kid who's debatably one of Afton's children, debatably possessing Golden Freddy, maybe even debatably human, according to modern-day game theory. And his design is pretty alright. He looks like an easily bullyable loser youngin'. So, in my AU, his name's Garrett because I personally believe is the most correct choice in terms of name. Plus, I think Gary is the funniest nickname ever for this fucking loser. His full name is David Garrett William Afton, though. My design for him is kinda heavily inspired by Sunny but from Mori, mostly because he also retreats into his own sort of escapist dream world due to the trauma of witnessing Charlie's death in my AU, plus the bullying he faces from Michael and his gang, his father's neglect and abuse, and the fear-mongering the Fredbear plush controlled by his own father damaging him even more, despite him viewing Fredbear as a comfort item. I also gave him an ahoge because he's the protagonist of FNaF 4 in my AU. Michael is also the protag of FNaF 4 because Garrett's agony haunts him as an adult. He also possesses Golden Freddy along with Cassidy. The two have a sibling-like dynamic, being almost like twins. Anyway, he's just a British boy who needs a hug and a lot of therapy. There's also a nice little detail in my design. I made his tears actually like a little more stylized. He's just constantly crying all the time, just nothing. Anyway, here's the final design. Also, West Coast design has a half head because why? Up next we have... Shh.
When I grow up, I want to go to the moon!
Why wait?
Elizabeth Afton, the girl who possesses Circus Baby and daughter of William Afton. Her design is pretty straightforward. Girl with a bow and pink shirt. Oh, Scott really is uncreative with human character designs. But I'll try my best to distinguish her from Susie and that girl with toys in FNaF 4. Anyway, Elizabeth's probably one of the most misunderstood FNaF human characters ever. And that's saying a lot considering every single FNaF human character has been misinterpreted by the infantile fanbase to hell in oblivion, but Elizabeth has had the most egregious treatment, from being called a spoiled brat in even the dog shit character encyclopedia to being called a psychopath by TikTokers. Her character, portrayed in Sister Location FNaF 6 in the Fourth Closet novel, we can surmise that she was just a child who was overly neglected by her father and constantly wanted his attention for validation, even if he slapped her. She was just an innocent and confused child finally doing something selfish for herself by approaching Circus Baby. But that led to her demise. Worst of all, William knew Circus Baby's eyes changed from blue to green, probably due to Elizabeth possessing her, yet still just shut down Circus Baby's pizza world, and blamed it on glass leaks and called it a day. In Elizabeth's defense, in Sister Location, she's kind of merged with the Circus Baby AI, and so that's why she seems smarter or more sinister. She also thought that Michael was William. And afterwards, Michael removed the Circus Baby AI from the animatronic to put Elizabeth back together. And that's why, in FNaF 6, she seems more childish and loyal to Afton, yet still unnoticed by him as Scrap Baby. I could go on, but this is too much of a ramble for a character design video. Anyway, for her design, I made Elizabeth's hair straight, kind of like in the graphic novel for the Fourth Closet, to emphasize that she wants to look proper. I turned her bow into a kind of cute headband. I also added a bow to her collar with a yellow star on it, a bow on her skirt, mostly to emphasize that she wants to look important. In my AU, the Afton household consists of the golden child, Elizabeth, the scapegoat, Michael, and the lost child, Garrett. Elizabeth is also the youngest child. She's also essentially the mascot for her family. That's why she always wants to look prim and proper. Yet her father still never notices her. And yet she craves attention and love and just validation, constantly keeping up the mask of the perfect golden child to get attention. She was also distant from her two brothers, though she and Michael talked a lot, which led to him lashing out at / bullying Garrett more after she died. Yes, Elizabeth died before Garrett in my AU. I also drew her with an alternate hairstyle, which makes her have pigtails like Circus Baby, since allegedly Afton designed Circus Baby in Elizabeth's likeness. And now this is her final design sheet. Wow, that was certainly a ramble. Now, who's next? Oh, this is our last character. At least the final character of this part, since I'm splitting this character design thing into 2 parts.
Father, do you know what you climbing through the fence reminds me of?
What, Michael?
Among Us.
And I guess the man, the myth, the legend you've all been waiting for, Michael motherfucking Afton, the last character of this first part of this little Designing FNaF Human Characters series. I needed to give this man many designs for many time periods in his life, since he's been through a lot, being the main protagonist, about an approximate of the main protagonist of the Click Team games. Should I start with a ramble about his character or nah? Sure, I guess, since this is before I, start over-explaining the designs I'm doing. So, no, Michael Afton before the FNaF 2 movie did not have any personality whatsoever, and no, he did not regret the bite. This one screenshot, this proves that whole evil Michael angle. He uses dark humor to cope with his whole situation. Was what he did fucked up? Of fucking course. You think shoving your weeping little brother in the jaws of an animatronic bear is remotely okay? He does regret it, but probably doesn't expect to be forgiven by BV. Michael's character gets a lot more interesting if you see him through the angle that he got manipulated by William to become his henchman through him being demoralized by the bite. Plus, reading through what Mike writes in the survival logbook, he has a pretty cynical view on life and his job. Has dry humor, was probably very suicidal too, though he's also a pretty talented artist. Now, time to ramble about his character design. So, let's just start with Michael at FNaF 4's point of the timeline's design. Him as Garrett's older bro wearing a foxy mask and constantly bullying and harassing him is just being a menace overall. He was likely 12 to 13 based on his and his friend's height. Like many others, I imagined Mike to have a mullet as a young boy. He's wearing a gray t-shirt, black vest with pins, jean shorts, and always has a smug, immature smile on his face. Because Scott was inconsistent with skin tones, especially with Foxy Bro sprites, I've decided that he just has a slight tan as a young boy, probably going outside a lot to hang with his gang or whatever. On to growing into adulthood, Mike's color palette is colder as he gets more melancholy. His casual outfit is essentially just a rip of his outfit in the sister location cutscenes, though I've also drawn this look with a jacket on occasion. He also looks more and more like his father. Sneak peek of William Afton's design. Just with some stubble and different bangs. During his security guard shift in Freddy's, in what takes place during FNaF 1 as Mike Schmidt, he wears the standard Freddy's security guard uniform in my universe, and during his technician shift at Circus Baby's Pizza World, he wears a standard technician uniform, though with a bow tie and checkered patterns to keep it FNaF-ish. Now, on to post Oops Sister Oh Spaghetti-O. He looks like a rotting corpse, but purple, as he should. Not really much to say here. Then when he takes up the role for a franchisee, he for a new Freddy Fazbear's location as Henry's brave volunteer, For his outfit, I mostly went with the most accepted fan-ed version, which is based on the Pizza Zim cutscene bear guy, where he's wearing a bear mask to hide his rotting corpse face. An SFM model is also based on this kind of design. He's also wearing gloves to conceal his corpse hands, and he's wearing a black wig with a ponytail, because I just thought it would look cool. Mike's just a very, very tired and burnt out guy who just kinda wants to give up on life at this point. So here are the first half of Mike's designs, mostly covering him pre-mortem. And here are Mike's designs post-remnant, and also his afterlife design. Wow, this video certainly took a lot out of me. I planned this series for months, but I only started production like a few weeks ago. So yeah, this is my first time making a video like this. I hope the quality was at least acceptable. And I hope to see you in part 2, where we'll cover William Afton's, Henry Emily's, and all the other adults' designs, yada yada yada. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and Happy New Year's! This is Ray signing off. Bye-bye!